Winner of this plays Innovation in the semis. On the other side of the bracket, Zest is waiting for either Solar or Trap. Bottom right hand side, our red Terran player from Sidestone Gaming, it is GuMiho. Has been waiting a little while for an opponent, but here he is now up against our blue Protoss in the top left from Splice. It is Stats. This could be a pretty cool TVP that we got going on right here. And again, the winner of this will play Innovation in the round of 4. And then, of course, we also have the other side, the semi-final going on too. I don't know if we're going to cast both semi-finals. I'm kind of assuming we are, because we have the Chinese casters in here with us. But I guess to some extent it will sort of depend on if the Chinese casters want to cast both or not, because again, this series has taken a little while to get started. So we will see, because obviously right now we have at least this to do, then a semi-final, then a final, which is actually still quite a lot to go. Whereas the other side of things, you know, it's this, then 2 semi-finals and a final could go on quite a while. So we'll see what the Chinese casters want to do, and we'll let you guys know if I get any word from them as to what the plan is. Because right now this Reaper is looking for its first probe kill, but doesn't quite find it, as the Adept will be able to just chase it away. And this Reaper looping around, but in the end decides to just get out of there, hops down to the low ground, and should be able to stay alive, even with the Shade chasing it down. Should start to regen health very soon, and ooh, he actually takes a bit of an interesting turn, but in the end, it's still enough, and he is able to survive. Reaper out of there, as we do see a second rack starting up behind the Cyclone production, which is already starting up from GuMiho. Meanwhile, from Stats, we're going to be seeing the Robo facility currently on the way down as well right now, so let's get this going. Robo opening is obviously kind of one of the safer openings, honestly. I mean, Stargate is very standardized and very, it gives you information, but the Robo just really keeps you very safe from anything. The Robo will allow you to deal with the Cyclones, it will help you deal with any sort of early pressure, it'll give you detection if you need it. It's good against the Cloak Banshee meta, which was, a couple of weeks ago, very popular. I mean, 2 weeks ago we saw Cloak Banshee in pretty much every single TVP that was imaginable, but that's actually disappeared a little bit, probably because we've seen more Robo openings, and there is the Fast Observer already on the way out here from Stats. A couple of Forges on the way from Stats, so he is going to get in towards his further upgrades here. Stimpak currently on the way up from GuMiho, and a few Marines on the way out. I mean, he's turned this into a bit of a 2-1-1 setup, and it's going to be just an initial medevac building. Starport's already set, and there's no reactor for it just yet. He's going to build a Widow Mine too, so maybe this goes in towards a Widow Mine drop in the second medevac, which then becomes a bit of a Marine drop and a bit of Marine aggression afterwards, once the Stimpak's ready. It could work out quite nicely, actually. The first 2 Widow Mines load up into a medevac, you apply some pressure while getting a couple more medevacs out, and then, again, you come across the map with those Marines, and with Stim, they're pretty powerful if you're able to delay your opponent from mining a little bit here or there with the harassment and so on. It can definitely work out quite nicely. 2 Widow Mines loading up 4 Marines as well, so it's actually going to bring Marines with this, I guess, why not? It's going to be a tech lab onto the factory, nothing on the starport just yet. See, I mean, again, other possibilities, maybe a Liberator, for example. Another way to kind of follow up this harassment. Actually has the gas to do kind of whatever he wants at the moment. Siege tank has started, which eats away at a little bit of the gas count, but otherwise, Twilight Council just now coming up, and again, the double Forge means that upgrades are going to be massively in favor of Stats here as this game gets going. There's medevac coming up to the top side, a couple of Widow Mines going to start to unload, there's 1, there's 2. So the Widow Mines are going to start burrowing here, we're going to see the probes stacked up! Oh my god, that's 10 probes down, and that's now 12. That was absolutely insane. 12 workers going down here, and GuMiho building a 3rd CC behind this. It's kind of feeling as though GuMiho is kind of happy with this. That is amazing. 12 workers Stats making a mistake with his probes there, and that did cost him just a little bit. Well, Marines in attack coming up towards the top side of the map now, and we do see the 3rd CC. Just continuing along here, the fact he's going to have a 3rd CC before the Protoss player has a Nexus is also kind of incredible. It's amazing for the Terran player, and GuMiho is already looking to be in a fantastic spot here right away. One thing Stats still has though is those upgrades, and 1-1 now finishing means that already Zealots are going to be very tanky. Charge is on the way up for them, so it's going to start being an issue. A few Marines in that medevac still harassing. Tank and Marines at the front decide not to go too far forwards. They'll check the 3rd base. When they see it's not there, GuMiho is going to be smiling. Because god, his own 3rd CC being up is really just amazing at this sort of stage, considering there's not even the start of a Nexus yet. What do you do here with GS Stats? I mean, you're on 6 gates, you've got 2-2 on the way, maybe you just look for like a massive +2/+2 timing. I don't really know what else you do, because I feel like anything else you try and go for here is just not really going to be successful. Marines and a tank sitting down the right side, as we see Zealots and Wolves and Sentries gathering up on top. You can see this Marine of GuMiho is just having a little bit of a wander around as well to see what else is up. Temple Archive starting on this natural expansion then, and we're just going to be seeing this coming through. 2-2 being Chrono boosted away. It's about halfway done. We are going to be having the concussive shells coming on the way up as well. Going to allow for obviously the Marauders to kind of join in right here. So bio in general going to be pretty powerful right now. Orbital coming up off over to the right hand side here. Extra depots continue to come on through as well. And again, just another few Zealots warping in at the moment. Getting this set and ready to go. I mean, stats with the very late third Nexus, I still feel like maybe he has to try and do something here to get back in this game. He's down 14 workers plus the triple mule. His economy's like non-existent, so I mean, what do? I think you just have to commit to some sort of an attack. I mean, he's going to time out, unfortunately. Well, it's going to be seeing stats moving in a couple of Archons up on the top side. We are going to see a Marine stepping forwards, but getting pushed away off to the right side. Bio coming all the way up the left, and we're going to be seeing what's going on. It's going to turn into a bit of a weird base trade, but GuMiho's going to hurt himself here by hitting the rock stat. It's going to kill some time and give stats more time, because remember, with Protoss nowadays, in a base trade, you run in, you hit the base, you kill a base, boom, you recall home, and you deny yourself from taking too much more damage. We should probably drop from this game at this point. Alright, Bio is going to get rid of that Cybernetics core right here as you see these medevacs loading up, and they're going to drop into the main base. Here goes Stats. He leaves a couple of Zealots on the third base, goes straight towards the natural. Can't really complain at that. Wouldn't do good damage though. Nice lift ups from the Prism. Minimizes some of it at least. Stats is going to start recalling home. He just didn't do that much really, did he? He lost his Cybernetics core here. He loses a Robo as well. At the same time now some SCVs are going to end up running over here. I mean, he did deny the entire mining of the third base, which is something. And that's pretty much all it is though. Stats still in a bit of a weird spot. He's got a lot of money banked up because he can't afford any, can't build anything with all of these gateways currently unpowered. So that kind of sucks, as we're going to be seeing this medevac and a Liberate on the way out.
Stalkers, Zealots, Sentry.
Coming out in towards the center, going towards the left hand side. Wouldn't mind Burrowing towards the front. We are going to see those Stalkers pushed away out into the center as well. Prism already goes down an Observer too, and we are going to be having those Archons continue to push on forwards with the Zealots. Wouldn't mind will go off, but he goes off on a Zealot that was already dead. But there's just so much bio here that Stats is going to be overrun. I mean, you remember, he kind of fell down 12 workers early. He was so behind in this game. Even though the second game Stats down by 1, and GuMiho, our Red Terran player from Sidestorm Gaming in the top right, currently looking to try and make this a TVT semi-final against Innovation. On the left-hand side is our Blue Protoss player from Splice. Give it up for Stats. He's looking to now tie this up, of course. Try and make his own way towards the semi-finals against Innovation. Make it at least 2 Protoss players in the semis, because already Zest is on the semi-finals on the other side of the bracket. Kind of set up here right now, you do see a gateway on the way down from Stats in the main base. So gateway coming down, it is a proxied barracks to start with here from GuMiho. This map is just so good for Reapers, and while it's only going to be 1 Reaper initially, then into a second while he builds a factory at home, this is really going to be one of those scenarios where it's just going to get so much done because of how good the map is. You know, first of all, you can jump, well, it's actually kind of weird because he proxies it into third base. But you can come up over here, you can jump down over there, you can jump up and down here to kind of cause some chaos. And I kind of wonder if that's why we see the pylon gateway over here already, with the idea of being able to block the Reapers from jumping up and down from the natural and the main base. It's actually a pretty reasonable thing to do, because honestly it takes away a lot of the mobility of the Reapers, maybe even more so than blocking off over here, over here. I mean, it's also very exposed, your pylon and gateway over here, or obviously here as well. And also, you know, if you just put units in this general area, you can kind of cover this entire area, right? Whereas, you know, covering this area and having to hop up and down here, it's much more frustrating to deal with. Wardy, what's your favorite matchup? Asks Zephyr Blue in the chat. Probably just TVZ, I think, still. TVZ's been my favorite matchup for years. Honestly, it still is. I hate playing it because I suck so much at it. I suck so much at it, but I am a big fan of watching it. It's very fun to watch. It's going to be having this probe chased around by the SCV for the moment. A Cyclone from GuMiho currently on the way up. Getting this going. A couple of probes have gone down as this Reaper obviously popping up and is getting its initial damage done. Built a second Reaper 2, which is just waiting to jump in, waiting for the Sultan the Stalker to be out of position. He's going to be able to start getting himself towards a third worker kill, and that's going to be it right now. Oops. Upgrading himself towards the probe, so it actually works out in the end. There's that block off, so it does stop that Reaper from getting away alive here, actually. Comes in for the other Reaper though, and that's now going to be a fourth worker kill. This starting to turn into quite some damage. He missed-targeted, and maybe he could have gotten this probe kill if he'd had targeted correctly. Factory was proxied as well, so is the starport now, so actually this is really going to get a little bit interesting. Usually you see the factory just built at home, maybe the starport's then proxied afterwards, but the factory to be built proxied, that is intriguing. We're all going to see the first Stalker taking quite some damage, second Stalker too. So that'll also coming forward here. A second Cyclone, he should be able to take this down. I like this, using the kind of line of sight blocker, plus the fact he's going to be able to kind of have the barracks here for vision, means that he would win that fight no matter what, so that works quite well. So we are going to be seeing the Zealot and the Stalker just going to get pushed away up the ramp. One Stalker goes down. One Cyclone's already down, just taking some hits. We're going to see the Zealot going down now too. One SCV trying to repair up whatever it can. High ground vision given by the barracks allows these Cyclones to get a little bit more done every now and then. Just going to be seeing the Stalker starting to regen shields. Cloaked Banshee on the way, but it is already Robo Facility up from stats. He plays nice and safely. I like it. You know, nice and safe play. It's going to get them the Immortal out. It's going to get him the Observer as well to deal with the Banshee and the Cloak. When Cyclone goes down, the Stalker's in some trouble though. Two of them on very low hit points. Loses one now. Probes pull in though. Cyclones are also kind of low, and the Immortal will get the kills now. He has to turn for the Stalkers. I mean, the more Stalkers you kill, the less chance or the less anti-air there is just to deal with the Banshee straight up, whether there's detection or not. So it still works out quite nicely, but obviously losing the Cyclones altogether isn't pretty, as GuMiho is just now starting to finish up his natural expansion. He's down by 7 workers, still has to morph in an orbital. It's quite the deficit that GuMiho is going to be playing with his stats now, seeing the orbital morphing in. He's going to be seeing these extra backs bailing them home. This other back's still kind of over here as the first Banshee has come through, and again it's just the Stalkers that are missing right now. Cloak on the way up, but there will be an Observer. Still though, 5 kills with a Cloakless Banshee. It's very impressive. The issue is I don't think there's going to be many more coming in, even with the Cloak. GuMiho commits for one more worker kill, and he gets 2 in the end. And the next Banshee pops up. He's still going to keep on building Banshees as well. It's going to be his third in the production tab right now. The second Banshee currently working his way around to the right-hand side before he's going to get ready to move in towards the natural expansion. What's up, Mr. Cannons in the chat with a 6-month resub, half a year. Thank you so much for the 6 months. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Barracks is now shot down for good, and that falling down does mean that, well, life just becomes a little bit, well, I guess GuMiho just sees a little bit less, which is obviously kind of influential here. Immortal can actually go for the Tech Lab, but the Banshee comes over and will start to fight the Immortal. The Tech Lab's actually going to be saved, and the second Banshee as well, he's actually going to recall the Immortal, but it takes quite a lot of damage. Yes, it gets out of there, but having to recall the Immortal is kind of a shame. I mean, you usually want to try and save recall for something a little bit more important than that is all. Just going to be seeing these 2 Banshees cloaking up, and they're going to move in towards the main/natural.
Scan comes down.
We are just going to be seeing those Banshees looking to see what they can pick off. Maybe a couple of probes here or there. Looking pretty great when you see 1, 2 workers going down already. Now 3. Just actually get the third. The Shadow Battery. I'll deal with that there as the Stalkers. Or maybe you can get their first Banshee kill. Just gets it as it escapes out to the side. So that's just about able to happen. As you all can see, Command Center built up now on the third base. Third Nexus here from Stats is finished up too, and still there's Banshee from GuMiho.
It's going to be kind of closing on in.
Trying to do a bit more, but Stalker's in position again. Starport's just going to relocate up north a little bit. Another Starport building at home. Overbay is just over halfway done, so Disruptor production, Colossus production, both of those become a reality here now. Again, Immortal's just building up at the moment, and we do see the Cyclone from GuMiho on its way down towards the bottom left-hand side. Raven just going to be sat up overhead on top of the Marines. This factory just going to move off the reactor, allowing space for the Starport to come on down to it. And of course then the Medivacs can start up too. Stimpack is finishing, and we do have the 1-1 upgrades as well from GuMiho continue to come along here. Single Marine coming in towards the center. And also the Stalker's coming in, able to pick off a tech lab right there, so the game's going to stabilize a little bit after an aggressive opening from GuMiho. Definitely slowing down just slightly. GuMiho's work count's good though, 56 to 60. Gets rid of this hallucination as well, which is always great to see. Means that he has got the, well, the Raven out. Means that observers are also going to be in some trouble, so in general here Stats has to be kind of careful with how he tries to take map control. Because there's definitely ways for GuMiho to counter at the moment. Starts to head across the map. Obviously with the Raven with so much energy on it, Interference Matrix is a thing. There's going to be potentially anti-armor missiles. Depends what you want to try and go for. I'd love to see the Interference Matrix on the Immortal / Colossus. Great way to kind of make the Bio army very viable. That's stage of the game where Bio alone usually might not be. The Interference Matrix to Colossus, and it's surprising how much you can get done suddenly because the Protoss is so reliant on that single Colossus to survive. It's going to be seeing the Observer there picked off again, just stops vision from coming in. Here you go at the moment where you can kind of decide what you want to do. 2 Medivac's loaded up though, so GuMiho can't actually commit to the ground fight. Still just riding his units together at home. He's going to drop himself a starport onto the tech lab, actually just in time for the fusion core to finish up, so he can go in towards Liberator range. Obviously that works out quite nicely, Liberator range into the late game, and allows him to play very well with the Liberators. I mean, it just gives the Liberators so much potential, so much, well, so much range, quite literally. It works very well. Advanced Ballistics currently on the way up, and we do see a factory up to the top side of the map, and we do have a few Stalkers, Sentries, Zealots, and Immortals. All of this just moving around back towards the natural. Or third base, I suppose. Obviously in-base natural makes the low ground base the third, but it kind of feels like a natural anyways. 2-2 upgrades, combat shields, all of this continue to come along. Now some Vikings on the way as well. He did build a few Liberators initially, but going into Vikings now, perhaps seeing the Colossus count, sort of feels as though he needs them here. Interesting. The same Phoenix is just keeping up to date with what's going on as well from the Terran player. Sees the Vikings. Where are the Liberators? There's 2 of them on the map. They're just sat over here, maybe waiting for a Warp Prism to chase it away. Problem is, if there's not a Warp Prism, those 2 Liberators are just sat wasting supply. They could definitely be useful in the fight. You know, they definitely eat some Stalker fire, etc. Drop into the back of the natural, though. Stalkers are here, but weren't able to shut the Medivacs down on the way down in, so... Well, the Warping gets forced over here, and it means that GuMiho can focus some attention to the left, but unfortunately, doesn't get much done, just some shields away from that Nexus, and that's about it for now.
A little bit more bio, just going to gather together for the moment.
We are going to be seeing a little bit more bio here, with some Liberator support. It's such a weird mix. He's kind of building like Liberators, then Vikings, then Liberators, then Vikings. A little bit like back and forth as to, you know, kind of can't decide what exactly he wants. It is Triple Colossus, so it's that sort of stage where, you know, 12 Vikings would go a long way, but Again, Liberators can work so well too. He does have Liberator range now, so I actually don't mind the Liberators. He is going to be on an upgrade lead as well, 2-2 against just +2/+1. And GuMiho has that advantage in his sides. Those Liberators have to be careful. Vikings and Raven as well coming in here. Anti-armor missile on the Warp Prism helps to take it down. It does fall, which means again GuMiho a little bit safe for the moment, doesn't have to worry about that Prism play. And it takes away the aggressive warpings of stats as well if in a fight. So that kind of works out quite nicely too. Anti-armor missile hits the majority of the Protoss army on the left side, and well, he's out of energy now. He'll have another anti-armor missile in 5 seconds though. If you can hit an anti-armor missile on the right side and then commit, obviously it would work wonders. It kind of makes me wonder why he went for the anti-armor missile if he was then just going to sit back and not try to engage in. More bio reinforcing, more Vikings coming across too. Liberators have not moved forwards in a little while here. Scan's giving him the vision, and well, while he has the vision, he's going to force Stats to back away. Now Stats though, thinking about what he wants to actually do here, starts to run forwards. Liberators siege up. Bio coming in, we do see an anti-armor missile coming down. Vikings going to start fighting against the Colossus. Not very quickly though, and I think the Colossus are going to survive this. I think if the Colossus survive this, it becomes a bit of a trouble for GuMiho, because then he can't really fight. He loses everything else. Warp Prism actually saved one Colossus here, and there's the Warp in 2. GuMiho pushed away, and Stats has money to spend as he's going to start coming across the map now, and honestly, kind of feels those Stats is going to have enough to win this out. So Stats coming across the map. There's Liberator sieged up from GuMiho. You're not going to see these Stalkers going to try and blink in. You don't even need to blink in there right now, I guess. He's just going to kind of walk on forwards with everything. As he walks on forwards with everything, he's going to be able to push GuMiho away in towards the third base. And well, GuMiho's going to be hiding behind a wall, and there's still 4 Colossus here. And there's still, well, everything else as well that was here before too. Things didn't get better for GuMiho suddenly just because he hit in his third base, and we're going to be seeing already one of the few Vikings coming out to help him. He's already brought super low. SCV's pulling into the fight, and they just get massacred by the Colossus, which will continue to work their way through everything. And that's as the Vikings come forwards. I mean, they're starting to get some damage done finally, but it's still not going to be enough. 26 workers down. Stats with convincing victory here in the end in game 2. Just getting that game set up and ready to go. Every break with the ads do help to support the stream, so it does go a long way. As we have to the top left hand side, our blue Terran player from Sidestone Gaming. This is GuMiho. He's going up against the red Protoss to the bottom right hand side from Splice. It is Stats. Gateway comes down from Stats to get things going in the early stages. And we do have this probe of Stats just heading up towards the upper left hand side to see what's going to be going on. Give me a quick moment to run the ads. 3-minute stream delay plus 2 minutes of ads. Like, it just doesn't quite work out. It's okay. Got it fixed. And we're 1-1 in this quarter-final matchup. How are we still in the quarterfinals, you may ask? I do not know. I don't know what happened on this side of the bracket, but it was just super delayed. Took a long time to get going, and, well, yeah, we're still in this round of 8 match, but it's going to conclude now, and then the winner of this will play Innovation, and then Zest will also be playing against Solar in the other semi-final matchup. So we do know what our semi-finals are going to look like for the most part. It's just this matchup here which will decide who Innovation plays in the semis. And of course, semi-finals is where the money does begin. $50 for 3rd place and 4th place. 2nd place will take home $100 in the Kung Fu Cup, and $300 for 1st place. So a lot of prize money for an online event that just takes place on a single day. Works out quite nicely in the end. And obviously it attracts a lot of the top Koreans to play in it because of just how much money is on the line, which is always very awesome to see. And we are setting up into this here, and we already have the factory coming down here from GuMiho, an extra depot coming down, reactors on the way up on the barracks. As GuMiho sets up a refinery on his main base. So double gas is finishing up. It was just the normal expand to begin with, though. The last game started off with that Reaper proxy into the Banshees, and, well, I don't really feel that Innovation didn't do enough. Sorry, I didn't feel like GuMiho didn't do enough. I actually felt like he did okay. It was just his follow-up attacks were not so successful. In the end, when he took a big fight, he just didn't have an answer to the Colossus, really. Like, it took forever to get the Colossus down, and in the end, they didn't even die. And that really, really ended up sucking. Alright, so we are going to see this Deb coming around the right side here. A couple of Cyclones from GuMiho currently on the way out. Oracle from Stats on the way up in the main base, so that's getting set and ready to go. Oracle about halfway done right now. Then there's a couple more Hellions are going to be popping on out, and we are going to be seeing, well, just kind of how this goes now. 2 Cyclones still just coming forwards, and we do see this one Adept to the right hand side as well. Just going to be shading along down towards the bottom.
The 2 Cyclones going to apply some pressure. Shield battery is on the way up.
Shield battery is going to be the most important part here. What I'm worried about is the lack of a Stalker. Stalkers are what really will put damage out onto towards the Cyclones. I guess there is the Oracle here at least, which is something which will help. I guess the Oracle will get quite a lot done. Shield battery, of course, going to be the biggest issue of all at the moment, and there's a lock on onto the Oracle, and it will just get shield battery back to health. A couple of Hellions showing up as well now. They're going to die some of the units away here. Shield battery gets to come back into play. Now the Adepts are very far forwards. They're going to go down. Hellions still just running in towards the main, trying to keep these Oracles distracted as long as possible. The Oracle locks onto that right away, starts to kite, and, well, Oracle will just commit in for the Cyclone kill. Doesn't get it though. And an Oracle does go down. One of these Cyclones is solo, but not dead just yet. Now you can continue pressuring. We'll lose 1 Cyclone now, though. Hellions in towards the natural expansion again. 1 probe down. Going to get 2 and 3. In the end, some good damage being dealt. Here's a Pro trying to get the strand. They don't quite find it. There's still this Cyclone, though. And this Cyclone's now going huge. 5 kills. This Pylon's going to go down as well, which is going to get rid of the shield battery, I guess. But then there's another Oracle, and so another Oracle, this Cyclone should just fall. You probably would have been better off trying to just target down another couple of probes here towards the end. 10 workers, there's a couple more Hellions coming actually, so in the end GuMiho's found some real damage, and suddenly Cloak is ready and these Oracles are out of energy. There's no detection. Another Oracle starts up, but this Banshee is here in the first Cloak. Well, Cloak is ready, right? So again, Revelation is not ready yet on the Oracles, and that's a massive issue right now. As you're going to see, this is stacking up the workers killed. Here comes the Cloak, and it's what, 12 energy until the Revelation. This is going to hurt. This is really going to hurt right now, as we are going to be seeing the 19 workers going down. I mean, he's just going to keep on working his way through this. 20, 21. I mean, Revelation should come down in a second here, but even still, it's going to take a little while to kill the Banshee. And that's still going to be another couple of kills towards the end. 23 workers killed. Recall back home with these couple of Stalkers, which are in trouble as well. Only one of them gets out alive, though. That also sucks a little bit there. Stats is going to type out GG. GuMiho's going to take it 2 games to 1 here.